G'day and welcome to the 2024 Eruption presented by Oz Discs and powered by Prodigy. We're at the Crater Lakes Disc Golf Course in Mount Gambier, South Australia. Big shout out to Gatekeeper Media for sharing this awesome coverage, which is created by PRKD Media. I'm Timmy Bowen, and together with Paddy Robinson and Andrew Ferguson, we are the Tee Off podcast, bringing some more Aussie commentary to these events. Boys, good to be back.
It is good to be back, and we're back here for the back nine of this first round. Little score recap. We've got Casey and Blake both on 1 under par. Timmy Bowen, you're 4 over, and
yeah, we're bleeding over here.
We're a little bit. Stan the Man leading at the moment with 2 under par.
All right, and hole 10 is a 110 metre par 3. There is a backhand flex kind of line, but there's also probably the more favoured forehand if you've got 110, 115 metre forehand in your repertoire.
Tickets on myself. I designed this hole. I thought
you were going to give tickets to your forehand first,
no.
Which, that's why I laughed.
I have to say, this is one of the most... Just a really nice, kind of cool hole to design.
It is a good hole.
Don't hit the tree I just hit. That was very disappointing. You really need to flex it. It is just difficult to commit to that flex in this breeze, though.
I have seen the occasional backhand roller, actually, as well.
Well, it needs a little bit of height to probably get there.
Yeah, he's hit the trees on the left-hand side. Disappointing effort from Blake. Can be a tricky upshot from most places on this hole, too, because you can be stuck behind trees, throwing some sort of pattern pending.
Stannis loves a forehand.
That's it. We've seen exactly 0 to this point in the round.
Oh, geez, it must be very
that's nice.
Backhand friendly for Stannis.
Look
at that.
How good is that, though? Rolling up into C1. Beautiful commitment on the backhand turnover. Here is somebody that does love a forehand and has an enormous power behind that righty forehand.
It's probably a putter. No, what is it, Tim?
Oh, it'd be a D1, something high speed and beefy.
Oh, look at the stand up on that thing. That was
straight
gorgeous.
skip. Oh, and he's hit the middle of the tree. How's the doink off the bumper, if you don't mind?
Bowling, Warnie. It's bowling.
Nice drive, eh? Nice drive, eh?
If he snuck around that tree, he would have been probably outside circle, but got the doink wrapping up under the pole.
Tim,
and you've yoinked that.
Both you boys are Prodigy, yeah?
Yeah, we both are.
Why doesn't your just do that?
I gave her a little nose up flick and yoinked it, and I'm at outside C1 for the par, which is never where you want to be.
Blake, just putting this one close.
Could probably want to put that a little closer. Yeah, thanks for the ish, Fergs. Nothing worse than putting for par outside your comfort zone.
Go!
Hit it!
Oh! Hit the band.
Jeez. That looked confident, though, Tim.
I mean, I was feeling it. And then, Ash pointing the camera at the ground meant that I missed it.
Oh, no.
Stannis.
That's not like him.
Oh, man.
Maybe first putting blemish we've seen from Stan.
This boy who doesn't get that many blemishes. Oh, I always talked him into it.
That was a good catch.
Yes.
Again, like this, just those slight little variations in the elevation, and you are putting into a bit of a headwind here too. Well, Blake would have been. So you can just get those nerves, get that hand a little bit shaky.
Yeah, very breezy. And look at Casey, finally gets a tap in his birdie. He's moving to 2 down. Tied with Stan as we have a look at hole 11.
Yeah, hole 11. She's an interesting hole, this one. You've got... most people are probably taking a backhand turnover or a forehand off the tee, and then it's all about the green, this one, really. It's got a huge elevated basket on this kind of staggered green.
The most elevated basket that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
It is so high. And not many people have the forehand power. I see mostly backhands because it's such a crush to get there. Casey's got it.
I was going to say, Casey probably looks at this basket and be like, oh, mate, it's at head height. How good is that?
I think the forehand, is 113 metres, and it finishes quite uphill. So see a lot of backhands, and it's all about picking the right stability because you have to turn it over, and you've always got this swirling crosswind, and you're never confident in your disc selection here, in my opinion. What do you tackle it with, Paddy?
I don't mind the backhand flex just to get a little bit extra distance up. But I've thrown some rollers in the past as well. It's funny how like a backhand flip will like that tree. That tree's only like
good spit out from Blake.
It's like 10 centimeters wide, but that would that thing just catches discs.
That big willow that Blake hit, if you're under that or at worst behind it, it can be an instant bogey. It's so hard to put your disc close. And on this basket, you want to be in the bullseye because it's a nervy part.
I think I used to go the backhand as well. Well, I certainly did when I designed it, and that's when I actually could throw over 100 metres. So
I try and go the stalling, like really flex over an overstable disc and have it stall back. This one unfortunately didn't, and I've got a very awkward lie.
Oh, I remember.
sit down. Oh, it's going to be a nervy part back.
I remember seeing Dylan.
It's going to be the absolute nightmare part. It's putting straight at the basket with about an 8 metre drop behind it. Yeah, I'm
Dylan Feldman once like splashing out of chains for the ace on this.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's filth.
Look how high it is.
Yeah.
There are players that can't get their disc out of this basket. That's how high it is. There is a rock to help you get it out, but it's so high. And
there's a rock to help you get it out.
Yeah, to stand on the rock so you can get up there.
Okay. I think you throw it at it.
But honestly, where Stan is right there, no guarantee. He's putting over his head, and it's really hard to get it over the tray, under the band, and hitting the chains hard enough to not splash back at your face.
Yeah, I don't know. It just needs to go down a whisker. Just a whisker.
No, I like it, Fergs. She's an absolute fantastic tee shot, and I love the nerves of the putt. You're never comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it just takes it to that next level of like I'm playing some sort of like mini golf novelty thing. Maybe, great part.
Honestly.
That was 100% commitment.
If that airballed, I'm probably picking up at a mid-range. That's how far away I am.
There's something about this hole though that does bring just some highlights. Like even like a putt like
sit
and some low lights.
I've had several putts in this hole.
I mean, I've seen
look at Stan.
Any putt from outside the circle. Oof, it just brings something unique to this.
This is the place to tap in from, high up on the ridge. If you're like up against the rocks directly under the basket, it is. I don't know. It looks so difficult. You almost want to turbo. And look at Blake.
Yeah.
Blake's hit the inside of the top of the band.
I mean, how often do you have to think about a putt like that? It's kind of cool that it's...
Yeah, I like it.
One hole in the whole of Australia is all right.
As we take a peek at hole 12, 78 metre par 3, there is a backhand sort of straight line right at the basket, but you have to take on the low ceiling and the high floor, I like to say. Or you can go a forehand out to the left with something overstable and skip it in. Definitely a hole you want to get. I think there is a backhand spike line, although that may have just been the time I came here when the ace pot was really high and we're just trying to ring up aces. Maybe it's not there.
I think with this wind, it's probably not going to do any favours. Someone trying to put a big hyzer over the top.
Yeah, I think it's actually a good win for the forehand. Just want to get it low and overstable and skipping. It's pretty wide, but not a bad play from Blake. Didn't quite get the skip, but he's wrapped up just outside C1.
Stan is going to go straight at this.
Strike me down with a feather. He's going a backhand.
Yeah.
He's going to take on the backhand straight line. Are all of his discs this colour? Or is that just a coincidence that I've seen?
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, he's really
I just thought he was throwing just the one disc the whole round. So.
I think he mostly has. And why wouldn't you? He's playing well. 2 down. Currently tied for third.
Ooh,
just
look at this.
snuck it in.
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Far out.
That looked like a shank out of his hand, but got on the inside of that tree.
He's shaking the head a little bit. I reckon he thinks he got a little bit lucky there.
Love this.
Speaking of a little bit lucky.
No, I was actually loving that, but the leaf I hit weighed 50 kilos apparently, so we snuck down and we're looking at another par at best.
Casey Opton. Oh, no, this has come out all sorts of wrong.
Wow.
He actually went inside of the tree. You can tell him and I were both thinking about how much skip we needed to get back in the circle.
Ooh. And a cute little forehand there, up and down.
She had some gaps to hit. I wouldn't think this hole is long enough to have 2 tricky shots on it, but apparently I found a way.
Blake, you looking to tie it up with Stan.
Yes.
He does.
Thought he got into
Good
C2,
commitment.
but snuck all the way into C1 and great putt from Blake.
Yeah, really good commitment there.
He's really cleaned things up after the first hole.
Mate, Casey having a genuine look at it after that shank off the tee.
Fortunately couldn't connect on that one, but
Only just.
easy comebacker for the par.
And Stan just parked for the birdie.
Yep. He's not going to allow Blake to sit even with him for very long.
Ooh, off the pole
Yeah.
there. Cleanly into the tray.
Not really sure what the sweet spot is on these baskets.
Just in the bin, really.
Yeah.
Anywhere that catches, I count as a sweet spot.
Oz Discs, powering Team Heiser Flight. Check them out at ozdiscs.com.au.
Alrighty, next up, hole 13, 105 metre par 3. You might see some boys go forehand just to navigate these trees, go to the left-hand side and skip up to the basket. But you also might see some of the guys go this big kind of high stalling backhand shot that I've seen work a bit. I just go straight for the pin, and it looks like Blake is doing that.
Blakey go on the Raptor, trying to get through the trees just to show that he can. He's done very well.
I don't mind the forehand off the tee personally, but Stannis would probably disagree with that.
If you've got the distance, it does take a fair hoik with the forehand. Does finish a little uphill this hole. I kind of go the backhand and just try and get right of those guardian trees. Just show something flat and hard at those trees and hope to get a little turn. Let's see what Stan opts for. Yeah, it looks like he's doing exactly that.
Yeah.
He's found the gap. If it stables up, it's absolutely money.
Yeah, that'll
Just
be
wrapped up, just
circle edge.
outside
Yeah.
circle, just on the edge there.
Timmy, that looks like a mid, no?
No, I've
mate?
stabled up. It's my H1 V2.
Oh,
Bit of an
that's-
underrated disc on the Prodigy lineup, and good line. Just got squashed a little bit, but I'll be just outside C1, or maybe healthily in C2. We'll find out.
Casey going a backhand here. I would have thought for sure. Maybe the wind's...
Yeah, me
Didn't
too.
get the turn on that one that I think he was probably looking for, but he's got a little outside look.
I definitely thought he would have gone a nice overstable meat hook and piffed that out to the left, but unfortunately he's gone the backhand and wrapped up outside of C1.
Blake, from
Ooh.
about 15, just short.
Felt like that... like he released it out of his hand early.
Ooh,
Before.
good bid from Casey.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
Spin putt into the tray. Unfortunately, couldn't connect.
Or it was too much push, not enough spin.
We're all having similar looks. Let's see how close Stan got. Just inside, just outside circle.
Come on, give it a bid. What wind?
We've seen
Nothing's moving.
three metal hits. Maybe two. I think I might have airballed.
It's a little bit protected here, this area.
Stand them. Oh,
Yeah, run it in, mate. Great birdie.
How good was that? Floaty little thing. Yeah.
Yes, how good am I?
there you
Yes,
go, he's
you're all
got
shit.
And he's got a yellow disc too, so he can confirm. Not all orange.
Local speed dealer giving him a thumb. No.
I think he was just saying, see what happens when you get the disc above the tray?
Yeah.
Well done, boys.
Give it a chance.
Let me show you how to do it. Hole 14, the snake pit. Here we've got, generally it's a flex sidearm off the tee or a bit of a turnover backhand. This it's got a very, very nasty green. You've got to avoid a couple of trees here, but you want to scoot this one round the corner and you've just got a very fast green and quite treacherous.
Very fast green, and it takes a massive forehand. I don't know if too many people have got the power to get there for the birdie, but some do. The backhand is a very common play as well. I actually don't mind the backhand roller if you've got it in your repertoire as well.
This one's
Ooh.
going to get caught up in that corner.
Going right is no good. You can be in absolute jail if you find those trees on the right, but I think Stan is in no danger of that. He got long enough and didn't go quite deep enough to be looking at a bogey.
I do like the roller on this, actually, as well.
Oh, yeah.
Blake's gone the roller, swinging to the
Oh,
right a
no.
lot.
Dirty.
That was looking good.
Oh, man, that's one of those ones he's probably thrown that like 5 times in practice and it's fine. And then, then all of a sudden that tree jumps out.
If we ever get a nice crystal clear day at Macambia, the rollers are definitely in play. There's so many nice holes for them. But with the wind that you get, it's very, very challenging. I just play this one for par because the forehand's out of my distance. Casey's got the power, though. Look at the crush he put behind this disc.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Money.
Well, I was going to say parked. Rolled to just outside my comfort zone.
Blakey from deep, circle 2. He's just looking to lay this up, surely.
Yep.
We've got another elevated
Yep.
basket with a drop-off, so you want to put your upshot absolutely on those rocks if you can.
Yes.
It is gross around that basket too. I lost a putter there.
It's a little awkward from Stan because he's approaching it on the downslope and he has to clear the big log that's in front.
Yeah.
Basket's probably 10 past that log. He's done that well.
Luckily, it's all pretty soft dirt, so you can you don't get too many rollaways.
Tim, just very smart to put that one up close.
Yeah, I've laid up to this basket a few times, Fergs, fair to say.
Many have.
Look how close Casey got with the forehand. Not many people in the MPO field have that distance. He certainly does.
There we go.
Probably why he's 10-17 rated.
Mm.
Great birdie.
As the boys tap in their pars. How many snakes have been seen behind that basket?
Seen a few. Seen a few on hole 2 as well.
Mm.
Australia known for their venomous snakes. See some tigers out here.
Yeah.
Don't know if you see
Tiger
many
snakes, that is, for anyone watching from overseas.
actual tigers.
We don't have actual tigers.
It's more really one thing we don't have as we roll into hole 15. Only 138 metres, but a par 4 with heaps of OB in one of the new holes. You can see OB right, OB left as well. You want to land somewhere here. And then a little chip shot approaching this basket, which has some very famous trees. We all remember the scene where Dan Frost
yeah.
double doinked, hit 2 branches on the one putt and ricocheted into the basket. Very impressive.
So good. What was his nickname again?
Dats and Dan.
Deciduous Dan.
Deciduous
yeah,
Dan.
that's what we rolled with.
Thank
Day
you.
Woo Dan.
Yeah, he's hit a car as well. Got some nice breaks, Dan.
That was a
fair to say.
good round.
So
Here we go.
Stan, the overstay, so the turnover backhand,
Oh, that's just beautiful.
absolutely middle of the fairway.
There's so much confidence in your disc.
The forehand, it's such a routine forehand, but it's so easy to worry about going long and not commit and fade early or actually go long. Blake's in no
Yeah.
danger of that,
Oh,
though.
oh,
So
no.
He did get the counter skip. That's checked up inbounds, but that
Funny.
counter skip,
Yeah, it'd be a funny
Awkward.
little approach shot.
yeah, you probably have to cut the corner and go over or be the whole way.
Oh, that's very straight, Tim, but I trust you're throwing something pretty stable.
Yep, and got a little bit of a funny reaction, but we're all good. We're in bounds, and
Now-
that's something I couldn't say last year.
I got to shout him out. Ryan Hart. I was playing on the card with him this first round. The poor bloke was 10 over through the first 9 holes.
As someone that's 5 over, that's pretty
yeah.
poor, mate.
And then he birdied hole 14, which was pretty impressive for the MPO field.
Blakey boy.
And then he steps up to this hole and gets the Eagle boys.
Oh, huge eagle.
Huge drive. He was sitting maybe about 5 or 6 metres. Went a big backhand off the tee and, hit the putt.
So all these approach shots are having to go over OB, which is a little bit treacherous, but we're all just on the edge of the circle, just inside.
Yes.
Happy to sneak that one over the tray.
Nice, Timmy.
Lovely bird.
We're starting to come down to like the real important holes. Like, you know, you don't want to blow out on them, but you also they're very gettable.
You want to sneak a couple of these par 3s and this par 4 certainly, and have a few strokes up your sleeve, because fair to say, hole 17 and hole 18, they've seen some numbers, Paddy.
They've seen some
They've
numbers.
seen some numbers.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll
get
shout
to
him
that.
out.
Yeah.
I think we saw a 16. Don't want to mention who it was. Might have
Yeah.
been my good friend. But we'll get to that. As we see, a nice putt from Stan. Around the trees.
I can see that highlighted in your notes, Tim. in bold.
And bold.
Casey just with a 1.5 metre for his
There you
bird
go.
as well. And is that a
Stuff, right?
star frame?
Cheeky little star frame. Too cool to rattle the chains, though. Way too cool.
All right, next up, hole 16, 96 metre par 3. Really cool hole, this one. It's quite tight and low ceiling off the tee. You don't want to go too far long or too far left. There's a bit of OB. I really like a stable mid here or a stable fairway just to ride and nice and low, have it finish quite straight, as Casey's doing right here.
Oh, he's gone long. Maybe got the counter skip there.
Yeah, he'll be sitting on top of the hill from maybe just about circle's edge.
FX2 is the play. I'm sure this is an FD3.
This looks nice from Stan. Maybe turned over a little bit too much.
Yeah, not quite getting the overstable reaction that he was probably imagining.
What's he throwing mostly?
He's Discmania sponsored, so
Discmania.
exclusively Discmania. Wonder what Blake's going. He might be going with the zone. Might be going...
Yeah, I think just the mid is a nice play.
That might be a zone OS by the looks of the flight. Just wrapping up a little short, sneaking into C1, or edge of, not too bad.
Timmy, what are you throwing? This looks like a fairway.
Same as Casey, FX2, just stabling right up, riding the ground, hoping to get a bit of a skip.
Oh, this looks good.
Maybe a touch high? No, good
Yeah.
height.
Yeah,
Oh,
little high. Hit that tree. Probably not a bad tree. Could have gotten down all the way to OB. This is an awkward run. Just having to put a little Annie on your putter is never fun.
Oh, nice bid.
Yeah, good bid, mate.
You know when you're putting Annie on your putter and you over Anheuser it straight into the tree in front of you? Nothing
Yeah.
worse.
No,
Nothing
no,
worse.
there's not
Never
much
done
worse.
that in my
Casey,
life.
Casey doesn't want any of that.
Yeah, that's an absolute death part. And with his spin part, smart boy laying up. Blake can run this. There's no real danger.
Yeah, he's probably got that push to give it a run.
Yeah, it looks like he has a hyzer around the tree.
Tim here with a little bit of more meat on the bone for the comebacker. No dramas
there
though.
we go.
Drills at home.
Happy to sneak that one in because hole 17, fair to say, it's not my friend.
There's a couple of good-looking roosters in the background there.
Did you spot yourself, Paddy?
Maybe Tim.
Good to see they stop so Stan can jam one in.
I was actually talking about Chris Hart there, but
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you are, Paddy.
Yeah, there you go, mate.
Got the pram out.
Somehow fit into that t-shirt.
Come on, we ordered you a triple extra large. No, you're right, mate.
So Casey in for the par and Blake will also be tupping in the par. We've gone star frame into par frame as we move on to the two big dog holes, 17 and 18.
Nope, no, that wasn't a miss putt.
Sloppy.
It's all right, Blake.
Sloppy.
Yep. Yeah, two very treacherous holes, these last two finishing holes at the Eruption. Here we go. We'll get the par 5. It's a big booming drive off the hill. Obviously, you just want to be left, but not too left because you've got OB left. You've got the OB on the right, the water, and then it just funnels down to this really, really tricky second and third shot to a protected green. Lots of rough around the basket, but geez, what a beautiful hole.
No B around it as well, though. That sort of wooden walkway you see wrapping around the basket just in C1 is also OB. So
Casey here putting this one
yes.
right down there, and that looks pretty tasty.
that's confidence, isn't it, boys? Is he turning the cameraman around?
Watch out. Oh.
Close.
Love it.
But
drive.
taking
That's
on
a
that OB, you won't see me doing that, boys. Should we talk about the elephant in the room?
Yeah, go on. This whole, the infamous 10 Bowen hole.
I get called bloody 10 Bowen because of this hole. You get 1-5 over par and you get called 10 Bowen for life.
Mate, you dropped that putt in, and the Australian men's MPO chat on Messenger was firing up. It was absolutely firing.
Stan almost hitting the purple swamp hens, I think you'll find those birds are. Do you know how stable I throw and how safe I throw on this hole now? I don't take any distance off the box because it's just so scary.
I'll be interested to see how much distance Blake tries to take off the box here because he's got an absolute arm.
And he's gone with the Venom. He's been smushing these discs.
Yeah.
What's the Venom? That's a 13.
Overstable, 13.
Oh.
Cranked it out. Get that banner out of our coverage, please, boys.
Oh, and like he's only taken 3 steps. How good is
That's
that?
beautiful.
It's huge. But it's nowhere near Casey.
Yeah,
Casey's
that was
gone
an
an absolute
monster.
mile. And here we go. Slam, boys.
Oh, there we go. A little bit high, just a bit. No, that was perfect.
Heights, what
Yeah.
I play. And don't hit the swamp hens.
Oh, goodness me.
They weren't even scared.
Gee
My disc
whiz.
could probably bounce off them. It was that soft.
Now, Tim, what's it going to take to get a tattoo of 10 Bowen?
I'll never pay. My first tattoo is not going to be myself.
What's it going to cost?
This hole, though, I've sort of worked out you don't need a whole lot of distance off the box if you're just playing for birdies.
I think you just need to keep it in bounds.
You've got to
Tim.
keep it
That's-
in bounds, mate, to avoid the 10. I think Casey and those boys with the massive arms can actually, feasibly play this for eagle each round, though.
Yeah.
If you get huge distance off the box.
And I think there were we're a couple of eagles.
You really do need to absolutely smush it, because even where Casey is, he's probably looking 120, which is OB everywhere, and low ceiling. Blake's just gone the Raptor to get around the corner.
Placement, yeah.
A little bit left. He's going to be in the tree line there, which is a little awkward.
Casey here. Are those cut-off jeans, by the way? I've been trying to figure that out the whole round. There's no frayedness at the bottom of the shorts, but
they're just normal jeans.
Okay.
He's that big.
Here we go, boys. Backhand approach shots with OB everywhere. This is my absolute nightmare. I'm thinking no 10, please.
Oh, no. Smooth.
Yes.
Lovely.
Straight in the tree.
Keep it low.
Lovely little roll as well.
Yeah, you take that.
You can stop rolling now. There you go.
The OB's like literally just there, like on the right-hand side. It's so nervy.
I think this has to be one of my favourite holes.
It's an absolute peach, mate. It's so good.
It's got everything. Oh,
Yeah.
Stan.
Man,
Smooth.
his backhand approaches have been so good. Little long and literally checked up right on the OB line there. Lucky's
Got some love.
there's a bit of a lip on that walkway. Otherwise, he would have scooted straight over it, I'm sure.
There's nothing like seeing Ash do the robot after you've thrown.
Lovely upshot here from Blake.
Easy stuff.
Casey, that's his layup.
Nothing but a jump putt for
Yeah,
the
good
birdie.
that.
So Stan to kick things off. I think we're all putting for birdie at this point.
Oh.
Oh, a little high, but right in the heart of the chains. And I'll tell you what, getting a stroke up your sleeve to play with going into 18, you definitely take. Scary finishing hole.
Stan just sitting there casually with a 6 under. That's pretty hot.
Yep, very tidy round. And good to get, because the forecast for the next 2 rounds is absolutely breezy. As you can see me going, boys. What 10? What 10?
I think the day you eagle this is the day you get some ink, mate.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right. Final hole. Hole 18 is an absolute ripper. 120 metre par 3 straight out over this pristine piece of water there. You've got... It acts like a bit of an island in a sense, but you've got some hazard on the left of it. If you do go OB early, you have to re-tee. But if you go OB long, then you are able to progress. There is no drop zone.
This hole can
Just
see
snuck
some
in.
numbers too.
Casey looking for the... Yeah, he's got the green flag.
Very happy to be him. As we see the psychopath himself, Ryan Nicholson, in the back. I spy him he's just waiting for disaster on this hole.
He designed this hole, yeah.
And she's a gem, mate. This is such a good finishing hole.
You know, there's a lot of stress as the TD, but I think he just needs to position himself at this hole that sustains him for the next 12 months.
It's so good, this hole. Like, everybody's watching. All the cards that finish just hang around on the rafters out to the left there. Stan's gone very high.
Oh, no
Needs to
way
get
that
down.
stays
No.
in.
And he's gone OB long, but that's certainly, you take that because he's covered, and he's only going to be 15, 16 out putting for par, although he may not have a look from there.
Yeah.
Casey's got the luxury of a big forehand to tackle this hole, and I think being a lefty would be ideal, but the righty backhand's awkward because you can easily go long, you can go short, you can fade left and be in the hazard. It's a very, very difficult shot. If you beeline it straight for the basket, there's one tree as well that's in the OB area that if you hit that tree, there's a very good chance you're re-teeing. You can see that leafy guy that we see just on the right there.
And this looks
Sit,
money
sit.
if it can sit down.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. Great
You'll have
drive, Blake.
You'll have the angle for the putt there.
Tim, what are you throwing?
Oh, I'm throwing a D1 and, a backhand because I don't have the forehand power to get there. And we may have kissed this disc goodbye in the background before I stood up to the tee, Fergs, just in case. But we just yoink it.
Stable up. Oh, I like
yeah.
this.
The lift is good.
Timmy, stay in.
Yeah, tombstones it. Love
We
it.
are just in bounds, and we
Oh,
take
yeah?
that. Just in bounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
that's all right.
Nice one.
Yeah, we just go long, and we don't care if we go OB long because we just want to get there.
I think that gust of wind, that little lift was just money.
That overhanging
Right.
branch
I
that
just-
Casey's looking at right now is so frustrating. I'm always pinched off by it, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
All he could do is lay it up.
It's a tricky little layup even, just on that angle, getting your disc to land flat.
You can easily roll away, and the roll away is guaranteed OB because
Mate.
the OB line's just on the inside of those placards there.
Blake here, wanting to finish with a birdie to put
Get
some
in.
pressure on Stan.
Oh, it just didn't fade back.
I tell you what, out of all the trees that got removed, that branch is still there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I spoke to Ryan about it. He's like, no, it's great. It just stops those people that lay up from having a look. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
He's
That's
nasty.
me right here.
That's a real MA3.
No, it's good. It
No,
does make those.
it's
I mean, I would have loved to have given that a genuine bid, but alas, had to hyzer it under the tree.
Oh,
So Casey, you can see the OB line right behind him. He was very, very close. And that's a very, very good
That's
break.
really
And he's
smooth.
capitalised on it for the birdie. Solid 5 down for Casey after a bit of a...
well, and Stan's he's taken a. He went
taken
OB,
a bogey,
didn't he?
yeah.
he's tapping in the
okay.
bogey. So we'll see 2 5 downs, and Blakey just one behind at 4 down after that disaster start, which is an excellent finish.
Yeah, it's great. Good to see him focus and just play out the round really well. And yourself too, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks
Nice.
Scrounging back to a +3. Very good after a rough start there, mate.
pretty disappointed with +3, but after how nervous I was at the start, we're happy with that. So,
Yeah.
and see all smiles. I'm sure Ash is smiling too. No, he's telling us to get off the course.
Yeah. Give me a beer, will ya?
Time for beers.
That wraps up the first round, boys. As we zoom in on the beautiful disc golf park targets.
All right, let's see. So Casey with a 5, Stannis with a 5, Blake with a 4, and Tim with that +3. Now that +5 came in at 10-11 rated.
As we have a look at the
First
full
round.
leaderboard, and Jade Brady with a 5 down, Paddy yourself, tie 4th
Yep.
at 4 down. Ryan Michelle loves the lefty friendliness of this course with the 3 downs, as is Zach James.
Yeah, and my old age snuck me onto that lead card. So
Huge thanks to our Gatekeeper Media and Parked Media for bringing you this coverage, and we'll see you soon for the second round of the 2024 Eruption.